The popular word today is green, and there are obviously lots of different definitions out there of green, depending on your industry, depending on your responsibility, and your job. So we have to ask that question: what and how do you define green, and what does that mean to you and to your organization? Do you want me to? I can elaborate a little bit more if you like. The reason why I say that is that when you sometimes say green, it could just simply mean energy efficiency. Sometimes when you say green, you're putting plants up on your roof. Sometimes when you're saying green, you're saying I'm using alternative energies, and eliminating any type of fossil fuels. Sometimes when you're saying green, it could mean really kind of going far out and saying we're using solar power to completely run our operation. So there's lots of different ways that people can define green depending on what you or what your organization and what direction you want to go into for that. So for you, how would you define green? Is that really an important issue? Is it more, and I'll get into these more, but could it be a word that actually means additional monies to the bottom line? Or could it actually mean additional cost savings to your bottom line? Is there an investment that has to be made to that? So let's just kind of like say what we're thinking green is, and what that actually means.
I think some of the things that the university consciously does is they've done green roofs, recycling is big, paperless. They try everything to try to be paperless. Everything through either email or phone or in meetings. They don't even want us to get a paper paycheck anymore. They want everyone to anything to less of an impact on the environment. I mentioned the geothermal buildings that we have, 2 buildings now, classroom buildings. And the students also, they want to be involved with these initiatives. There's a lot of engineering students at the university. They're constantly looking at the new technologies, the way we're going, whether it be wind turbines, solar panels on the roofs of buildings, the green roofs, just motion sensors for the lights, building automation systems in our new buildings now, shades automatically open and close depending on the heat gain of the building. There's a lot of exciting things to do. It just, the initial cost of doing some of the things, is a little bit of a problem right now.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell me a little bit about the 2 geothermal buildings that you have. Explain a little bit about what they are, what they're doing, and what type of things is it providing.
It's 2 small classroom buildings right now, Lincoln Hall and Grant Hall. Grant Hall came on first. It's just been a year now, and Lincoln Hall's new for this actual school year. There's 28 geothermal wells dug down about 450 feet into the ground, and we heat and cool our buildings with that. We have heat pumps in the basement of Grant Hall to heat and cool, and in Lincoln Hall they're actually in a soffit in the ceiling outside of the classrooms. They're quiet, year-round comfort. Each classroom is different depending on the heat load, so we can heat or cool at any time. So our other buildings that may have unit ventilators, they're 2-pipe systems, we're in heat now. And then, they're old, they're 40 years old, so you have a lot of issues with them. So everyone's been very excited about the newer buildings with the geothermal in there. Some of the rooms are heating, you can go on there, you're looking at them on the screen, you'll see the compressor comes in. This room's in cooling, this room's in heating. Right now we're not doing anything in some of these other rooms.
So each room is treated as its own little entity.
Correct.
That is really
It's
neat.
really, the students have been excited, the professors have been excited. It's been nice. It's been really nice so far.
Cost benefits?
Yeah, I mean, we're using the water to heat and cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really nice.
And that's it. So really, there's like zero. Is there like a zero cost to that, or
No,
is
it's
there,
not zero cost,
But it's just simply a fraction of what.
of what we would normally be doing. Yes.
Was
Wow.
that through a grant or something?
Some of the monies did come through a grant. There was matching monies, based on the technology.
Was it a federal or?
I believe it was federal.
Okay.
I shouldn't really say. I'm not positive.
And how about maintenance on something like that?
We do that in house. We have.
So basically they're water cooled heat pumps and you have the water through piping system into the wells.
Yeah. Mhm.
Extracting the heat from the ground or putting it back in.
Correct. Yeah, it's.
So it's basically a small refrigeration system.
Yeah, and we have AC guys that take care of it.
Is there high maintenance to it, or have you
No.
found it to be fairly low maintenance?
I would think it'd be normal, it's probably just a package unit, right?
Yeah, that's all it is, really. I mean, it's just a package unit. Compressor.
It's made at the factory, and, under factory conditions, and it might be, maybe half the size of the table here.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, right. Yeah, they're about maybe 2 feet wide by, depending on the unit. The ones that are in the soffit are a little bit longer, and the ones in the basement are actually not as long. Depending on the configuration of the area
And
as
and
well.
the size, I'm sure.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
So these are modular then?
Yes.
I see Ray already calculating in his head.
It's for certain applications, I think, right now. People are doing it in their houses.